WA, as you know, it reserves 15% of its own gas. Will you make any moves to match that for the East Coast?
Well, WA got it right all those years ago. The Carpenter Labor government got it right when they made that decision. The decision on the East Coast is one that was made by former governments to not go down that track. We're considering what you can do in terms of securing supply, and the Energy Minister, Chris Bowen, as well as the Resources Minister, Madeleine King, are considering everything that is required for the system. It's not as simple. Once you have contracts issued and in place, you have issues of sovereign risk, and it's not as simple as being able to intervene halfway through a process as it is at the beginning.
Sorry to interrupt, I'm just running out of time now, Prime Minister. I've got to race through these final questions, but the Energy Council on a short time ago said that it could take a few months to be able to change and adjust those long-term contracts to try and to increase that gas reserve. So is that something that you could move towards?
Well, we want gas to be provided, and we're talking with the companies in a constructive way to make sure that can occur. We'll have those discussions. We want to make sure that we deal with the immediate crisis which is before us, that we've inherited.
Okay, are you being pressured into a 50-50 split by the states when it comes to funding hospitals, and will you do it?
No, it's a very constructive arrangement. There's a range of issues with regard to hospitals. It's not as simple as a figure out there of funding. The 45% funding is in place, but during COVID there's a 50% deal that's in place until September because of the pressure that's there on the hospital system. But as well, the states and territories are interested in health reform, in how we stop people who are now fronting up to emergency departments in hospitals who should really be just going to see their GP, but a GP isn't available. There are all sorts of pressures as well with the aged care system, with nurses not being available in aged care facilities means that residents sometimes who could get that care as residents are ending up in hospital as well. There's a range of pressures on the system. We discussed that informally last night, and we'll have further discussions today.
Okay. All right. On China, Prime Minister, how much of a priority is it for you to get Yang Hengjun and Cheng Lei out of jail?
Well, we know that there are real issues with human rights in China, including the treatment of Australian citizens. What we will do is continue to have that consular support through the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and continue to make representations to ensure that people are treated properly.
Okay, but in terms of your priorities, is it up there?
Well, obviously, these issues are priorities, but sometimes diplomacy is better done without a loudhailer, Peter.
Okay, last 20 seconds. Are you going to Kiev?
Well, I've read about this in the paper. That's the information, the extent to which it's come at this point in time. Will you go if you're asked? Look, I'm going to NATO. I'm going to NATO as a priority because Australia is actually the largest non-NATO contributor to the efforts to support sovereignty in Ukraine and to support the people of Ukraine standing up against this thuggish, illegal behaviour of Russia. It will be an important meeting at NATO with regard to other issues. We'll deal with them appropriately and get appropriate advice.
Okay. Anthony Albanese, the Prime Minister, thank you for your time. I know you've got to go. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.